I've come across an article, very, very interesting article by Spine, and which I found really quite engrossing. The more I sort of looked at it, I thought this would be a perfect sort of conversation because we're always wondering where things are going to go. When is the right time to buy new cameras and that type of thing. So
Mm.
what I'm going to do, Mark, is I thought a good way of doing this is for me to read out some of the predictions here, and to see what and to see what we both think really. And I
Yeah.
think some of them are obvious. Okay, some of them may not be so obvious, but okay. So no, in no
Chuck us a
particular
couple of the
order.
obvious ones first.
Yeah. Okay.
Give
So
us an obvious one first.
artificial intelligence, will become a more prominent part of photography, helping photographers automate repetitive tasks, analyze data, and create new art forms.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer. You hardly Nostradamus to predict that one, to be fair.
Okay, all right, okay. So, number two, the use of 3D printing technology will continue to grow, allowing photographers to create physical prints of their digital images.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. I
Hmm.
don't know. I've always found 3D printing for what we do is a bit of a fad. I don't know. I know like designers and stuff like that because I know a friend who uses a 3D printer for things and for the little parts that he wants to put together, little things and stuff, which I think. But I mean, when I was doing my Comic Cons, I did. There was some stalls. There was a couple of stands there that did this 3D scan of you, and then they can make this 3D model of you, and it looked all right. But I don't know. I thought it was a bit of a fad. I mean, what's your thought about it?
Well, I did, and I was looking up where. I mean, I was trying to think where 3D printing is actually used, but it says here that the aerospace industry was
Yeah,
the first to embrace 3D printing, and now it
engineers use
regards
it a
it.
lot.
That's right. And now it says it's regarded as a standard part of their toolkit. Medical devices and
Mhm.
dentistry, mechanical engineering, automotive, tool
Yeah,
making.
and
And
I
it
completely
now,
see it for that. I
yeah,
completely
that's
see it
right.
for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So that's only going to, I mean, this is the article was 12 predictions regarding the future of
Yeah.
photography. So we know it is moving that way. Okay. So number three, the
But
demand for
just
high.
just before we go on to the next one, sorry, I'm just thinking with
Hmm,
3D printing. Do you not see it as the same as 3D TVs that they've tried
no,
so many times to get that off the ground and it's never really worked.
no,
I
this is,
don't know. Will,
this is,
will, will a 3D print like overcome like a 2D print? I'm not
uh,
sure.
no,
We
not,
love our
not,
2D prints.
not mass consumer
Yeah.
use, I don't think, but within the
No, I
engineering
don't.
world, yes, it is being used. So we won't be
Yes,
going out
no,
and
I
buying
see that.
three.
I see that.
I don't think we'll be going out and buying 3D printers, not in
No,
huge quantities. Number three, the demand for
no.
high quality, immersive, virtual, and augmented reality experiences will increase, creating new photography forms designed specifically for these mediums. So, um, now
Yeah.
there is, I might be wrong here, but Las Vegas has this new venue, does it not? Is it
Oh,
called the
the
Sphere? The
the
Sphere?
sphere.
The
It
Sphere.
looks incredible. Looks
And I
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and I think you too have been playing at the Sphere, haven't
They
they?
have. Yeah, they have.
And I've seen some of the just seen some images. I don't think I've seen a little bit of video on social media. I mean it does actually look incredible. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's called the Sphere, and it's like an immersive
It's in
experience.
Vegas.
So I think yeah, you two have got a Las Vegas residency at Sphere in Las Vegas. That would
But
be something
there has
special.
been, yeah, but there's been loads of sort of immersive experiences happening. I mean, I'm not a big fan of ABBA, but ABBA Voyage is supposed to be incredible
Oh,
if you like
oh, it's
ABBA.
incredible.
It's supposed and really cleverly done.
Yeah,
I was a bit of a fan of Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds, and there's
yeah,
an immersive experience in London happening at the moment.
yeah.
And that was really good. It's all VR, and you're running away from Martians, and yeah, that was really, really cleverly done. So yeah,
Yeah,
you're seeing more and more of these things, and yeah,
yeah,
they are
that's right.
really good.
Yeah, and as for knocking at ABBA, Mark, I don't think that's acceptable. I don't. Doesn't matter what
I
type of
just
music
don't like
you're
them.
into. Everybody
I
loves
just don't
ABBA.
like them. No, they just get on my nerves. I'm sorry.
And if
It's
anyone
just
out there hasn't been to ABBA Voyage, go. Even if you don't like ABBA's music, shall we say, you'll still be absolutely intrigued by the technology that's the way they've done it, and as creators and
yeah.
in photography and video, it's going to be really interesting. Okay, number four, social media will continue to play an important role in the world of photography, like fashion photography, with more photographers sharing their work and building communities online. Yeah, that's we know
Unfortunately,
that's
so
happening. So
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Number five, cameras will continue to become more compact and portable, allowing for easier travel and creative possibilities. Now, that's an interesting one. Because
It is.
the reason why I say that is because mirrorless bodies, yes, they are smaller, aren't they? Than
Mm.
and one of the things I thought about mirrorless was great. It's going to be lighter. It's going to be more easily manageable. But to be honest with you, it is just the same as using a DSLR, really. You know, by the
It
time you
is.
put
I
your
mean, they
lens
put on
on
a great
there, and
the lens. Yeah, I mean, they're saying their cameras will be more compact, and that's probably true. The lenses won't be though. You know, if you need to get a lot of light down your lens, you need a 1.8 lens or something, and it's a 70 to 300. It's going to be a massive lens. Having
that's right. Yeah.
said that, though, the new 70 to 200 Canon lens, which has basically replaced the one that I use, is half the size and half the weight. So I guess in some respects it is getting there lens wise too.
But the only thing is there, I would say, is do we want camera bodies to get smaller? Okay, we don't necessarily want them huge, but you need something that feels substantial, where it feels comfortable in your hands. So I
See,
think when a
I'm
camera gets
weight for me is more of a thing than the
yeah,
size.
that's right, yeah. But the small but when it you don't necessarily want cameras to get smaller. I think it will
No,
make them a little bit more fiddly to use. So yeah, I'm talking about a professional level. I'm
yeah,
not talking about something you just slip into your pocket if you're on holiday or something like that.
yeah.
Drones will become increasingly popular for aerial videography and filming. Yeah, we know that. I mean, it's used so much now. Where
Well,
drones
you
will
say
become
that though.
even more so will be
This,
in warfare, won't it? On a
well, I
serious
mean,
note.
that's
Mm,
yeah, that's already the case. I think it's already happening in certain areas of the Middle East. I think in around Suez and everything at the moment, isn't it? I think we're
mm,
doing some drone strikes, but I understand that. I'm not so sure about that, to be honest with you. I mean, although the technology is there and drone photography is amazing, the red tape. I mean, I know the red tape you and Jordan have to go through every time you want to lift that drone up. Like, certain universities wanted it, and we couldn't use this one. We had to use that one, and the drone we used was no bigger than a keyboard, like a computer keyboard, or even smaller than that. And we had to
mm.
have like almost like a mile berth from everyone, didn't we, to
Oh,
get
it was
everybody away from this drone.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
That was
people look.
ridiculous.
I had to keep making all these people stand back, stand back, stand back, and they all stood back. And then this drone came up, and it was the size of my hand, and everyone was like, "What? You got, all this precaution for that?"
That was more to do, I think, with the health and safety
That's my point.
inspectors,
That's my
shall we
point.
say? That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. Okay, so number 7, the demand for environmental and social justice photography will continue to increase as photographers use their art to raise awareness and promote positive change. But to be honest with you, I think that's always been going on. You look at the
It's
social
always been
movement
the
of the
case.
1670s, it's always been going. The only
Yeah.
thing is, it was just to raise awareness. It's only because of social media, people's images are going to be seen that much more quickly and that much more. So yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that
Well,
one.
Don McCullen was making awareness back when he was doing
Yeah,
his war photography and stuff.
yeah.
So, it's
So
nothing new.
remember, this is 12 predictions about the future of photography.
The
So number
future.
8,
Yeah.
the future. Minimalist and abstract photography styles will continue to grow in popularity, emphasizing simplicity, form, and texture. Hmm, not so sure about that. Um,
I don't think anything's changed there, actually.
no, are
I don't
things
think anything
becoming
will
more
change.
minimalist and abstract? I don't know. Number 9, new
Um,
forms of yeah.
yeah, I've
Number
seen some
right, yeah.
portraiture, but a lot more. Yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
Hmm. Number
Wouldn't say it's
9, new
mainstream though.
Yeah. Number 9, new forms of lighting technology will emerge, allowing for more creativity, control, and flexibility in photography. Definitely. I mean, you
Yeah,
see
definitely.
some of
We've
the
already
stuff,
seen it.
people like Terry Donnelly, friend of the show and Sony ambassador, and Rotolite, the stuff that he puts out on his social media. Some fantastic lighting stuff that he puts out. And I know, Mark, you're a real sort of one for lighting, and have got a
Mm,
lot of knowledge in that as well. Um, and you see the new LED lights that come out. You know, the
yeah.
ones like Rotolight. You know, yeah, I think lighting is always going to be. It will always emerge. It will always be creativity within lighting and photography, won't there?
It will be. You just got to look at what's going on with, like, I mean, even when you see, I mean, when we do the graduation stuff, I mean, I still use my Elencrons, which are wired, but the battery pack lights these days make things so much easier. Um, the LEDs that I take for weddings, I mean, they're not exactly specialist lights. I got them from Amazon,
Yeah,
but I never. We always, when I first started shooting weddings, I did have some studio lights in the back of the car just in case, but we never set them up because it was an absolute faff. But these LEDs, you just stick it. It takes 5 minutes to put up, and so easy to maneuver, and yeah,
Definitely, yeah, that's right.
it's definitely there.
And they're battery powered, so they don't have the whole pat testing issue either,
Yeah, yeah,
which a lot of
so much
venues will do.
better.
Okay, so coming on to
Yeah.
the last three, it says collaborative and community-driven photography projects will continue gaining traction as photographers seek new ways to collaborate and share their art. I think that's a social media thing.
Yeah,
More and more photographers collaborating, community-driven projects. You do see more and more of that, but that's a social media inspired thing. It's not necessarily a move in photography.
a photography
Number
thing.
11,
No.
the use of film inspired aesthetics in digital photography will continue to be popular as photographers seek to recreate the look and feel of classic film stocks. It's not so much of a prediction, that
I
is
don't think
it?
that's a prediction. No, I think that's
Yeah,
been
that's right. Yeah, let's give it the modern phrase: presets and filters. I
presets and
think.
filters. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's like fashion's come round and round and round. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I remember when I was at uni, the 70s were quite big. You know, flared trousers were back, not quite to the same extent, but in fact, there was a nightclub in Derby called Flares. So it was,
Right.
you know, I think it was a chain. I think it was a Flares in quite a few towns at the time. I don't know if they're still about. They didn't play 70s music or anything like that. They just had this kind of 70s kind of style in the interior. But I mean,
Yeah,
they're a bit rubbish. I seem to remember.
yeah.
But now 80s. I mean, I'm definitely in the neon stuff at the moment with my time punk stuff. So,
Hmm.
you know, the neon's definitely here. 90s will be back. We'll soon be wearing check shorts, a la Kurt Cobain, check shirts rather, a la Kurt Cobain. I'm sure, you know, the 90s will be back, and then it'll be the noughties, and you'll have the
Yeah.
big ass bolt trousers and all that kind of
Everything
stuff. So
comes back
trends
round.
just go round. Yeah,
It
it
does.
does. It does. With a slight
Okay,
twist,
last.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so last one. The rise of mobile photography will continue as smartphones become more powerful and move people to turn their phones as their primary cameras. Yeah.
I
Um,
can see that. Yeah. I th uh, primary camera always bothers me. I guess it depends on in the area of photography that you're in. As we know, we can do these content creators now that come on to weddings, don't they? And they do stuff on their phones purely for social media. It's not for anything else, you know. Um, but you do hear stories of wedding photography being done on a mobile phone. I mean, I would be terrified with that because generally I don't think the quality's there yet, but it will be. But I don't know. If you want a nice, proper low depth of field, you need a big lens at a low f-stop with a big sensor on your camera. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Unless technology changes rapidly, I can't see it being a primary camera. I can see it be a
hmm.
secondary though.
Yeah. Interesting because the world of photography, the world of technology is moving ever onwards faster. The world has moved on much faster than it has done in previous sort of centuries and generations. And it will
Yeah.
continue to push forward. There's new things that are coming that we've got no idea about, that's
Oh,
probably already
absolutely.
out there. So
Yeah.
exciting times as well. So